welcome back. So in this video, we are going to do a couple things. So I noticed when looking at other references, not all of the ammo crates have just the two planks on the top there, right? So this one that I was using, some of them, have a few. So I wanted to go and cover how to do that really quick, and then I want to put these top planks up here on the actual lids here of the ammo crate. And so I also want to make that procedural because some have just the two over here, right? And as it gets longer, they put another one in the middle there. So I want this particular ammo crate or this digital asset to be able to accomplish all that. So you can see they're all relatively the same. So we have a nice base structure going. So let's get it so that it's a little bit more procedural and allows us to create a bunch of different types of ammo crates. So I'm going to jump back into Houdini here. And what I can do is I can use this first one right here. But what we're going to do is we're going to change up the Z size a little bit. So I'm just going to get rid of this stuff here. There we go. So I hold down Shift and Control and then just left click. And this controls the length. Actually, we still need that one. So we need, that's the size Z, so that's the depth. So it's this one here that we want to change. So it's how big are they? All right. So what I'm going to do is rescale it. So I'm going to just set this back to 1 here. Actually, it's fine that way. Again, I'm doing this off the cuff, so I'm kind of thinking and talking all at the same time. Yeah, and so this will work out pretty good. All we really need to do is get a percentage of the total width. So let's go down here. So this final sides right here, this is the total width that we need to get. So what I need to do is divide that by the number of planks that I want on top. Okay, so let's say that I want to, what I'm going to do is do a copy transform. Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the size. So I'm going to set this all up first. Okay. So I want to get the size of the current plank. Okay. And we want then to translate that in X for so many copies, right? So if I have 3 copies, they need to be placed appropriately to that width. So all I need to do is get this size here and paste that into our transform X. So now when I create copies, they're stacking basically appropriately. But what I need to do now is say if I have 3 copies, then the size here needs to, the size of the plank needs to fit within the width of the total box, right? So if I get the BB box from that final size, like so, we'll say DX size, and we'll divide it by, let's say, 3 copies in this case. That should give us a top that should fit on top of the final size. And then what I need to do from here, I don't need this mirror anymore, all right? Because this mirror was just flipping that original one. All right, so what I want to do now is just move this back to the half the size of the box here. So now we can transform this back to half that size. So I want to transform it back so it's sitting in the center basically. And we could actually just do something like $x max times 0.5, and we'll negate that. And that'll put that right back in the center there. And then we can reutilize this transform node. I'm just going to copy it so I don't mess up what I had before. That'll sit it right on top. And we do want this mirror again because we want it on the bottom as well. That'll flip it. There we go. And then if we feed that into the merge, let's take a look. We have now 3 planks on the top here. Okay. And so the way that this has to be controlled is with the parameters. So we're going to start setting up some just default parameters that we can start to play with, because I need to control this number and this particular number right here. And I can't just take the copy number and put that in here because it wouldn't work backwards in the flow of the graph, right? So what I'm going to do is drop down a null, and this is just going to be our proto parameters, like so. And what I can do is I can really quickly just go and say type properties, and then go into the actually, I want to edit those guys. Edit parameter interface. There you go. That's what I wanted. And so I really just need an integer. Okay, so let's do an integer like so. And we could also test out the min-max as well. So let's just hit apply. And I am just going to use the slider for now. So let's just get rid of this guy here. Hit apply. Gets rid of that guy. So what we're doing is we're setting up our own little interface here to control the parameters here. And for this one, I want to say top plank number or count. So I'll say top plank count for the actual name. And I'll give it a range. So we definitely don't want 0. So we can allow people to just have 1. Or let's say the max is 6. And we'll set our default to 3. Okay, I'll hit apply. There we go. Now we can copy this parameter, and we can drive this value right here. Okay, and we can drive this value right here. Okay, so now what you can see, if we go and change that, now we get planks that fill the top perfectly. All right, so that's what I wanted to show. So now we really have the ability to create a couple different types of these ammo crates here. So I'm actually going to end the video here, and in the next video we'll take care of those top planks here that basically allow or make it so that these ammo crates don't move around a lot when they're in transit. Cool. Thanks so much.